In this tutorial of the Halloween dollhouse, I'll take you from the very beginning. The steps I had to take, the ideas that I had to make this a comical dollhouse. I'll cover the poison garden and the petting zoo. This dollhouse is all about the signs. The more you read, the funnier it gets. The rooms are decorated around the signs, and I'll show you how to find those as well. At the end of this tutorial, I'll show you a video of the entire dollhouse, but it is only about 80% finished. So take a moment and click subscribe so you can come back and join me in finishing some of the rooms. I'll put together a playlist. I'm going to turn the entire dollhouse into an electric one versus the batteries. And I'll show you tips on how you can find a lot of the merchandise from thrift stores, garage sales, resale, to keep your costs low. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comment below. I will happily help you. I hope this inspires you. So click that subscribe button and let's get started. And here's the cute castle I started with. I got this off of Goodwill. It was more expensive than the other one because I didn't check the shipping costs, which ended up being quite a bit more. So I think in total I spent $44, but still a very reasonable amount. I decided I wanted more usable space in my castle, so with a very sharp X-Acto knife, I cut the stairs out, the drawbridge, and the walls to one of the rooms. It gave me more room to decorate, but I do wish I had done this prior to painting the castle. But a little touch-up afterwards, it worked out just great. I did the same thing on the other side of the castle, opening up two of the walls to give myself more room for decorating. After respraying everything, I then started laying out my designs. After cutting away my stairs, the huge space was wasted since I was using miniatures, so I decided to build a second floor to give myself more decorating room. I took 1/4-inch foam board that I got from the dollar store to make my second floor. I cut the letter L out about 4 inches wide, so it gave it a nice shape. I added columns to the bottom and simply glued them in place. It was plenty to hold up my second floor, and I wasn't going to put anything that heavy up there anyway. I easily cut the foam board with scissors, but the inside of it is white, so I had to paint all the edges with black acrylic just so it still had that spooky look. And I made sure that the floor was even with the openings at the top, making the rooms flow straight out into the garden. This wasn't going to be just a normal garden, it was going to be my poison garden. So I went to the internet and I found some great signs that say, pick your own poison and gardening because murder is wrong, making this a comical place. To find my signs, I simply went to the internet on my phone and typed in free poison garden sign. After scrolling through all the options the internet gave me, I chose the one I wanted. I saved the picture to my phone and then took it over to Kinko's to print out. I take all my projects to Kinko's because with the cost of ink, it sure is more cost effective to print it over there. Plus, it allows me to enlarge it or reduce it, the sizes, whatever I might need. I glued the paper sign to a piece of leftover foam board for stability, and I had my signs. To begin the garden, I cut a pathway out of a fake brick wallpaper and glued it to the floor, ending it with a fountain that I found at a garage sale. The birds were red, so I painted them black, and then simply glued different pieces of foliage that I already had all the way around, making it look like different sections of the garden. This is a good example of don't throw anything away, because even these small amounts of extra berries made a big impact, making it look like it could be a different section of garden. I took a package of white picket fencing, glued it all the way around the second floor, painted it black, intertwined some old leaves that I had, and it gave it a nice finished look. I even cut up a piece of the fencing to make my own archway to make it seem like you could easily travel from the garden into the petting zoo. I couldn't find a petting zoo sign on the internet I wanted, so I made my own, glued it to a piece of foam board, glued it to the end. The animals in my petting zoo are what I had in my inventory already. I had some giant rats that are just plastic, some spiders and snakes that I wrapped around. You can put anything you want in your garden. I even had one little bat I glued on top of my gazebo. But anything will work. What makes you laugh? In my case, one of my favorite things was my steak that I was feeding to my animals in my petting zoo. It was an old eraser that I had in my inventory and then glued in place. Everything in the dollhouse is glued down because a unique feature of this particular castle is that you can close it up. So at the end of the season, I close it up, tie it up, and I'm all set for next year without having to redecorate the entire thing. Thank you for watching my little tutorial on these rooms. Please come back. I'll show you a breakdown of some of the other rooms, and here is a video of the entire dollhouse. the future, I'll be making a playlist breaking down some of the rooms so you can try it on your own. Please subscribe so you can find me again and follow along. I hope you enjoy it. I hope it makes you smile. Leave me a comment if you've enjoyed it. Have fun.